Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Transformers Legacy United Animated Universe Bumblebee. Let's get into it! Let's begin with a look at the packaging. And here we have on the top, there's a hook, but it's like broke down because it was stuffed in a box. Transformers Legacy United. This has never seen a peg, so anyway. So here we go. Some nice background work there. Here on the front, 8-Up Takara Tomy Generations Transformers. Still no window in the packaging. Animated Universe Bumblebee, and then there he is in his alt mode, and of course in the package he's in his robot mode. Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Hasbro print. On the bottom, small print, fine print, legalese print, symbols I'm not going to learn. A barcode, includes figure and 4 accessories, and it's authentic. On this side we have some nice artwork of Bumblebee in his robot mode. Then on this side we've got some nice 40th anniversary Transformers United artwork, and that is pretty cool looking, I have to say. And then on the back, Transformers More Than Meets the Eye Animated Universe Bumblebee, and then here's nice digital renders of both modes, robot and vehicle. Transforms in 22 steps. Warning, attention, Octoon, don't stick things in any language pie hole that do not belong there. Don't give it to babies. Here we have a small print, fine print, legalese print, main Vietnam print. That thing, Hasbro print. 40 years of Transformers, and that, my friends, completes our look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure in his vehicle mode and his accessories. And first up, we have, I guess, the most important accessory. Could be considered that. The instruction manual. 8-Up Transformers Legacy United. Nice line work of the figure. Animated Universe Bumblebee. All kinds of other stuff listed on there. Open it up. We have nice, clean, clear, and crisp illustrations showcasing how to transform the figure with colored bits showing the pieces that you are supposed to manipulate and the way that you're supposed to manipulate them. So, not my favorite color for the instructions, but it is what it is. Those days are gone, I suppose. Those kingdom colors. Here we have one of his missile pods, or a missile rocket booster maybe. And it is molded in a clear plastic with a slight color tinge to it. It does have some nice molded details. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, and then I'm going to drop it. But there are 2 of those, and then I'm going to bump the camera too, because what's a Digital Caveman Presents review without some camera bumpage? So again, nice molded details on it. A little bit of waffling on the inside, but it's mainline, so that's to be expected, I suppose. Next up, we have Bumblebee's stingers. And again, they're molded in a nice translucent plastic, this time with a blue tinge to it. And then it has some silver paint apps as well. You notice there's a post here and a port there, And this one is exactly the same, except it has a post here and a post on the inside. And when we get to robot mode, we'll discuss how that works. But as far as in the vehicle mode, you can see there's a port in the end of the rockets and those posts on the end just go into the rocket like that, and then we'll get to that again in just a minute. Bumblebee himself, I have to say, he's not super gappy, but some of the panels still gap in places, and I don't know, it's not as clean back here as I would like it to be. It's just, I don't know, it's off looking. That's the best I can tell you. It looks to be mostly molded in the yellow plastic, the black, and the black of the stripe. It's a paint app. Now the yellow on these sections that are made with the windows on them that are made out of clear plastic, of course those are paint apps, and I can't really tell much off of it. To me, the yellow paint seems just a tad glossier than the plastic. And we have a nice Autobot tampo there, and this red here for the siren, and that looks to be molded in clear plastic as well, as far as I can tell, but it's really, really dark. And then some paint apps for the wheels, and then the undercarriage cleaned up pretty well, I think. And then we've got the headlight details here, and then the black for the grille. And overall, I have to say, it's a pretty decent looking approximation of what he looked like in Transformers Animated. And as far as the accessories go in this mode, there's ports on the side, and you can port them like this, or you can also port them in closer to the ground and closer to the front. So, you know, either way you want to do it, I think it actually looks better back here. And then it kind of covers up that odd flat of the rear of the vehicle there. So, but that's just me. Well, there we have it, my friends. A look at animated Bumblebee and his accessories in his alt mode. It's time for alt mode comparisons, and here we have the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Animated Universe Bumblebee with the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Bumblebee, and the Transformers Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Animated Universe Prowl. For our final set of vehicle mode comparisons, here we have the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Animated Universe Bumblebee with the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive War for Cybertron trilogy Leader Class Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of our program where I attempt to transform this Transformer. And first off, let's remove the boosters and the stingers. Set those off to the side. Now the first thing you want to do is this flap right here needs to move up, but there are tabs on each side of it, so you kind of want to pull the back wheels out just a tad. And then lift this up, and you can see there's the tabs on either side right there, and the slots for them. So let's go ahead and swing that all the way up, and then this piece folds on a hinge right here, and there's a hinge right here. So then the next thing we want to do is kind of loosen the arms up, but you can see there's a tab right here and here, and there's slots for them right inside the side there. So you want to go ahead and loosen those up. Oops, I skipped a step. So leave those like that, and then there's hinge right here, and you just want to move those out just a tad, and these pieces keep wanting to go in. So let's go ahead and flip the hands, so the hands just rotate like that, and then the doors close or flip. And same thing on the other side. There we go. Now we want to untab the windshield from the hood. You can see there's 2 slots right there and the 2 tabs there. And let's go ahead and lift that up. And this piece is on a hinge right here. Let's go ahead and put it on down, and you'll feel it snap into place if you don't hear it. And then let's move those out of the way. The windshield and the top of the cab there are one piece, or the front top of the cab at least. So fold those out, and when you do, you want to reach up under and kind of push Bumblebee's head up. And then right here near the waist, just above the waist, there's a tab here, and then there's a slot here. And you kind of want to line those up and get them to engage. There we go. And then just kind of straighten the arms up a little bit, and they move in closer to his sides. Oops, there we go. Rotate the arms where the elbow bends are to the front. Now for the feet, you want to well, I guess first of all, let's separate them. If I can get that done even. There we go. And then this little piece right here. It's hard to get a hold of because I don't have any fingernails. Just trimmed them. So there we go. You get a hold of those pieces. Then you see there's a hinge right here. So the hood opens up to the side, and then you put the foot down like that, and then you want to rotate this like so, and oops, forgot there's a piece right here, this little black piece that flips out. Then you can close this back up. And then we'll want to do the same thing over here on the other side. There's the hinge again. Untab. Flip. Flip. Flip and close. And now you'll want to spin him around at the waist. And just kind of straighten him up just a tad. And there we have it, my friends. Bumblebee from the animated series, all transformed. Let's take a look at Bumblebee in his robot mode. And first of all, I have to say, you know, I dig this head sculpt and the paint on it, and it really takes me back to the Bumblebee of the animated series. Little wise-cracking, smart mouth, punk almost of a bot. And did I mistransform him? No, I don't think I did. I think that's how he goes. Maybe not. Maybe it is back like this. But anyway, and overall I have to say, you know, it's nice. It's a clean bot mode, like animated should be, you know. And I don't know, I feel like these pieces just aren't, I feel like they should lock into place, but they don't. But, you know, most of everything as far as paint wise, everything we talked about earlier in vehicle mode is the same except for that face. And again, that's just, you know, I like the black outlines there and the blue eyes and the silver face and the little smirky mouth off to the side. Just, you know, it really is animated Bumblebee, you know. And I think the original toy that they did, I forget what class he is, but my oldest daughter had that Bumblebee and she really enjoyed it, and this really reminds me of that piece a lot. And let's take a look at his articulation real quick, maybe real quick. So he can look up that far, which is a lot, but you have to be careful because you will unclip the base here that the head's on. No chicken neck. He's got some waggle. Let's see, he can do the full Exorcist if he tilts his head up a little bit. At the shoulder, it's about that much up, 360 degree. Well, I say 360 degree rotation, but it really doesn't, does it? No, it doesn't. So he goes forward that far, and he can go backwards that far. But there's a hinge here and here. So, and he does have a single hinge and swivel at the elbow for a 360 degree rotation, and then elbow will bend that much. Let's see, that's straight up. So maybe a little bit better than 90 degrees. He does have a straight cut at the waist for a full 360 degree rotation. At the hips, he will give you the full splits plus. So that's pretty good. That's really good, actually. And then he can kick forward that far. He kicks back like a mule. Then let's see. He's got a double mushroom peg right here at the upper thigh for full 360 degree rotation. At the knee, he gets that much bend, which is a good bit better than 90 degrees, so that's really good. At the ankle, doesn't really tilt down, tilts up that far, and really doesn't have any rock. There's a little bit of rocker in there, but it ain't much. Now, as far as the weapons go, there's a couple of things you can do with them. You can leave them in this mode, and he can hold it in his hand when he's actively using them to shoot. When he's not He's got these spaces on his back, these ports on his back, and they will just peg into position. And you can leave it like that, or you can take these off and then, you know, just leave the booster packs there. And to use his stingers on his hands like he used to in the cartoon. Now, the original toy, I remember the hands flipped around and the stingers, you know, they were attached to the back side of the hand. But this one doesn't quite work that way. So you want to open the door back up at the hinge and flip the hands back around. And you want to do that on both sides. So that you see these are at an angle. And you want to turn the arms like this, at least I believe, to where the elbow hinges are pointing, the inside of the elbow hinges are pointing out. And I think I just did that backwards. Maybe not. But as you can see, there's ports in the ends of those angled pieces on the back side of the hands. You can see there's posts here, and they port in the position, and I feel like I got that completely wrong. I feel like it goes this way. Maybe I had it right the first time I did. So again, you take the stinger and you install it just like you did on the other side. And then here's where it comes in, where with this post and this port. And then there he is using this stinger like he did in the series. I feel like I could have posed that a little better. But there it is. And when he's not using them, you can store them with the boosters. And so I think that's a really cool feature. I think it was an important part of the character, and I'm glad that they did include a way for him to do this on this figure, because again, I think that was an important part of the weaponry for this figure, or this character. So there we have it, my friends, a look at animated Bumblebee in his robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Animated Universe Bumblebee with the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Deluxe Class Bumblebee, and the Transformers Evolution Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Animated Universe Prowl. For our final set of robot mode comparisons, here we have the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Animated Universe Bumblebee with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Leader Class Earthrise Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Animated Universe Bumblebee. I have to say that for me personally, I don't feel like this figure really lives up to the previous version of the figure, or at least the previous version of the figure that my child had, which I want to say was a deluxe class. I'm not really sure. I don't recall at this time, but I think I feel like that figure, while maybe not necessarily better, did have some features in it that I wish they'd have figured out a way to work into this one, like when you flip the hands around, instead of having to put extra pieces on for the stinger effect, it was, it's already there and you just put them together. And that's the main feature of that figure that I really, really loved. And my daughter, who had that figure, that was a feature she really, really liked on that figure. And that's not to say that this is a bad figure in any way. If this is your first exposure to a toy version of that character, then it's fine. There's nothing missing. It's just different, and I prefer the previous version. And I do like to see that these animated characters are getting some love in the new toy lines. And we still need Ratchet. We still need an animated version of Bulkhead. And of course, definitely we need Decepticons, especially that animated universe Megatron. And even further than that, I would like them to see, I would like to see maybe a non-articulated little, some of the humans that appeared in the show, like Dr. Sumdac and his daughter, and the policeman. I can't think of his name right now. Maybe even Headmaster. But, there were a lot of human villains in that show, as well as just fighting the Decepticons. And while sometimes they were annoying, they ended up mostly being humorous. And I enjoyed that about that show. And of course, animated is, past G1, it's my favorite media, for Transformers. I'm not that big of a Bayverse fan, or, even the last two live action iterations. Bumblebee was okay. Rise of the Beast was okay. I think they were better than what Michael Bay was giving us, but they're also in that same vein. But that's a different conversation for a different video. But as far as this figure goes, again, there's nothing wrong with this figure. I like this figure. I think he's a good representation of the character. It just, there are features that the original figure had that I wish this one had. But with any rehash, there's always that. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for viewing my content. If you would like to support my content further, I'm now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button and see if any membership offerings are right for you. But only if you're in a position to do so. Like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel out, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.